Welcome back to the True Roots podcast, where men find their true identity in Christ through surrender and obedience. And once again, here with Dan Cox.
Hello.
Hello.
I had no idea what to say.
I know. I like to do it every time, just to, make it fun.
Well,
and
why not?
I like the shirt.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
This is from our church in Phoenix. All of life is all for Jesus.
Yeah. It's got a nice. You've been wearing the nicer shirts.
Yeah.
And
you're really kind to me.
I like it. I think it's been a clean look, and I am very kind. Very kind. And so this week I decided to just go sweatshirt.
Yeah. Well,
Fancy sweatshirt though.
it's
Lululemon.
You're required. Is it really?
Yeah, I don't buy this. Let's just be clear here. My brother buys Lululemon, and then when he gets rid of them, I get them.
Dude, that's top notch.
Yeah, so that's the way it is. And I tell you, I always made fun of him for Lululemon. He gave me one. They're comfortable.
Well, yeah.
I will never pay the price, but they're comfortable.
There's a reason it's that expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to call it a fancy sweatshirt because I can wear it at work.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No collar.
Yeah, no collar. Wear it at work. Sell insurance. Works out well.
I would totally find the loopholes if I were you.
Yeah. I'm not a dress-up guy.
I know.
But I do it. We do it. It's important. So, but I don't really want to worry about stuff. So I just kind of. Do you like that? Did you like that attempt?
Oh,
that was good.
Yeah,
guys. Guess what we're talking about this week? Do not worry about anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably one of the most prominent commands of Jesus in our day-to-day lives as adults. It's interesting. I was thinking about what commands of Jesus are really relevant to my kids. This is not something that they struggle with. They worry, but it's so shallow. It's in 3 minutes, it's gone.
Yeah.
Because they do trust in their mom and dad to give them what they need.
Interesting.
And I was just thinking about the split, and the relevance of this commandment to depending on the season of life you're in. And for the season of life that you and I find ourselves in as parents, middle of adulthood, not in any way having run the race, we're still going towards some kind of future that we don't know.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most practical day-to-day commandments that also gets there's no I don't know how much conviction there is in people about this, in the sense of
explain behind that a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it's just socially acceptable to worry and have anxiety, and it's there's so much grace given for it, but Jesus is don't do it. And I don't think he's saying it in a shameful way.
No, not at all.
It's in this is for your good way. Yeah. And by the way, don't forget who I am. This is why you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Not, don't do it, it's bad for you.
Yeah. Well, which is, honestly how he is with most things, right?
Yeah. Super black and white.
Yeah. Black and white, but also super grace-filled when he's talking to us about it. It's actually, I just have the better way.
Yeah.
You can actually just walk through life without that. But I'll just share, since I've gone through a season of holding on to anxiety and having it. And it really is, you write this in the PDF, but it really is where we start to hold on to outcomes. And we start to try to control and hold on to situations rather than just release and let them go. And that's really what he talks about in these commands. In Philippians, Philippians 4:6-7, do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And then it says, and the peace of God.
Right. There's a promise.
Which transcends all understanding. Will guard your heart. I'll just finish it. Will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. So it says that, and yet I think sometimes what we do is we will do this. All right, I will present my requests to him. And then it's okay, that means I get my requests. Or he's just going to do all of the things for me in that. But instead of releasing these things to him, letting go of them, and then receiving his peace. Because we also have to receive the peace from the Lord, rather than here's all of these things, but I'm still going to walk in anxiety. I'm still going to walk in depression. I'm still going to walk into the things that are creating this in me. And I'm going to hold on to them myself. I'm going to give them to you, but I'm really not. And that's something that I've wrestled with in this season is I give him to him, and then, it's like, oh man, I actually have his peace again. And then you pick him back up. And I think that's a big piece of the worry is just holding on to outcomes while also not trusting, like you're talking about with the parent piece of this, is I was reading the other day, or listening, I think I was listening to Positive Life Radio, and they were talking about this the other day of when they come to him and say, who is the greatest? And, he brings the children to him and talks about being a kid. But where I want to go with that is the same thing that you're talking about is when we have a childlike faith with the Lord, it really is freeing.
Yeah.
It really takes away the worries. And it doesn't mean there aren't pressures of this life. There are. And there are things that he wants us to steward and be responsible. But that's what it is. It's all stewardship. And so when we have the right order of things of, well, I'm just his son and I'm just walking towards him, then it allows us to release those pieces of it. But it's not easy.
Yeah.
I think that there's times where it's easy to hold on to stuff. And I would agree with you too, that it is like, oh, I just deal with anxiety. It's like, well, yeah, but he has more than that. Yeah. Because I'll say it, I have had anxiety. I'm still walking through anxiety, but he's also walking me away from anxiety and towards him and towards more peace. But I know that for me, when I have anxiety, that's a check. Like, oh, okay, I'm really anxious. I need to go to the Lord.
Yeah.
Not, I'm really anxious. I'm just dealing with anxiety and I just have to do something to cope with it or feel better about it. It's like, no, this means that there's something in me that the Lord wants to take care of, and I need to go to him with it so that I can walk through it with him.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm going to say one more thing. So I'm talking a lot right here. I'm going to say one more thing. But if you read the Psalms, David clearly dealt with anxiety, depression, all the things that we deal with today. But what he did, and we've talked about this before, is he would bring all of those emotions to the Lord and then also speak the truth of who the Lord was in those Psalms. Yeah. Like a lot of times those Psalms, I think it's you who said it to me, that only one Psalm doesn't end with him turning back to the Lord. And he would bring his ugliness to the Lord. And I'm sure he had counsel that the Lord brought to him too, to be able to bring things to. But he brought it to the Lord first and worked through those things with the Lord rather than just running to something to feel better for a moment. Because when we do that with anxiety, here's the tricky thing. It's just going to get worse and it's going to stay there forever. Like, that's just reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, have you seen Inside Out too?
I haven't seen the second one. I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's in there. I know I got to watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch it. Well, the first one is the little girl and her emotions. She's 5 or 6 years old, maybe, and how they work in her brain. And the second one is her as a teen, like going in through puberty and maturing into more of an adult mindset. And anxiety is like the main villain, basically, of the movie. And the results of anxiety are like suppressed emotion, self-sabotage, fear of failure, like hurting relationships, lack of control, and not good, and then it, resolves into a healthy purpose at the end of the movie. But it's a great picture of what anxiety looks like. And I think that we all, when we say anxiety, we say worry, we all know what it means, what it looks like when you're, and because I'm somebody by the grace of God who really doesn't, I've never had like a panic attack. I've never really been overly stressed. Like those things don't exist in my vocabulary really. But, I've walked through that with people and I'm not immune to it. And like I've definitely had seasons where the temptation to go that direction was stronger. And I do think that that's true. Like to go back to kids, that is true for kids also. The temptation is there.
Yeah.
But what's different for them is that I think there's a couple things. One, they're in the presence of mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so they quickly recognize and realize that the other things they could potentially worry about are being satisfied, which kind of assuages or alleviates the lack in the one thing that they maybe were worried about. And to use examples from my young kids who are 8 to 1.5, it could be, I'm hungry, where can I get some food?
Yeah.
Kind of worry.
Yeah.
Of like, dinner's not for how long?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or to, my sibling just took that from me.
Yeah.
They're going to break it, worry kind of thing. And those resolve themselves so fast because they're in our presence, like they're coming to us with their problem, right? And then we can help them resolve it. And then the second thing is they just have this ability as little humans to like move on, to not make things bigger than they are. Mm-hmm. Like, and they do that quicker than we do. I think adults can do this also, but it takes us a long time. Like we just go so far down the road. Like we take things to their end.
Yeah.
In the negative, a lot of times when we don't have control over them.
Well, it's interesting when you talk about going, like continually going, which is just a rabbit hole that's just going to keep it. I just heard the other day that the emotion that you feel only lasts for 90 seconds. If it lasts longer than that, it's because we continually fixate on it and keep it going. And that's what anxiety is an emotion.
Yeah.
And so when we're like, I'm an anxious person, I'm a depressed person. Like for one, we're taking on that identity, which means we're going to walk into that identity because that's who we believe that we are.
Yep.
So then we can't find freedom from that identity rather than like, I'm a child or I'm a son or I'm a daughter of the Lord. And so we walk into that identity, but also when we believe that about ourselves, I'm just anxious, then we're going to stay in that spiral of that thought and go through it and just continually, because what anxiety is really good at doing too is making you try to think of an outcome that you can never get to, and it's never going to, and so you just stay in it.
Yeah.
And then it freezes you from taking any step. And when you can't take any step, you're going to stay in that space rather than be able to walk forward with the Lord because you're afraid. And that makes sense. I mean, he talks about it, but he also talks about, when I'm afraid, I trust in you. Do not be anxious about anything. Bring him to me. I will give you my peace. And so we can walk forward in that. And another piece of that I did want to say too is counseling is good.
Yeah.
Like these things that we have that are set up are good. And if you go to counseling for the solution, then you will still miss it.
Yeah.
Because there's also perpetual counseling where you just go for your whole life and never face the issue that the Lord wants us to face.
It's just called the chiropractor, right?
Yeah, basically.
It's just kidding.
Yeah. Don't say that to the chiropractor friends.
Yeah.
Although I do enjoy the chiropractor, but it is that thing, right? They keep you coming back.
Yeah, totally.
But no, that piece of it where, and I say this from someone who deals with anxiety, has dealt with it, am still walking through some anxiety to a new level with the Lord, that he can be like, do the thing that I asked. Do the thing that I asked. And again, not in this way. He's not like this.
Yeah.
He will always give an invitation. It's always an invitation. And it's always an invitation for more peace, but it may be something that feels uncomfortable in the moment.
Yeah.
Like for me right now, it's let go and move forward.
Yeah.
And trust me.
Right.
And for a long time, it was, okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it like this.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to do it kicking and screaming.
Right.
And when that happens, then you're going to be in anxiety. Here's the thing with anxiety too. I don't think this is always true, but quite often for me, if I'm feeling anxious, it's because I'm not in line with, like I'm not in obedience with the Lord. I think there's other times where I'm anxious because of things and I'm not giving them to the Lord, which is also a piece of obedience.
Sure.
But there are times too where it's like, I'm over here, he's right here, and it's like, oh, I feel anxious. Well, it's because I'm not in the presence of my Father and walking with him.
Which is where the peace comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you're pulling against the yoke, right? And there's no control in that. Jesus is going to win every time.
Yeah.
He's a little bit stronger. But there's this. I think the solution, if I can simplify it, to worry, to anxiety, is surrender of control.
Yeah.
And I just don't think there's any need to caveat that.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, if you read the Gospels, if you read the descriptions of Jesus, worry was never an aspect of his life.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't. You know, he's like, whoever I have, you've given me, Father. Like whatever the outcome is, you will do. There was just this surrender of control by God.
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge that.
Yeah.
You know, the Philippians 2 humbled himself, taking the form of a man. Like that, if he could do that with all the power that he had available to him to control the storms, to bring healing, to cast out demons, like if he could do that, shouldn't we be able to do that?
Yeah.
And it certainly is not, again, in our power.
No.
Because what are we talking about? Surrendering control.
Yeah.
So the power is not ours, it's the Spirit's. But that is the antidote to anxiety, is surrendering control. When the temptation for me is strongest is when I am tempted to control the outcome.
Yeah.
Whether that's who my kid's going to become, and like, oh my gosh, me not saying enough encouraging words is going to turn into this vulnerable child.
Yeah.
And I have to like fix all these things.
Yeah.
But the truth is that my child could become really confident and I had nothing to do with it because they got connected to the Lord through his providence and sovereignty, right?
Yeah.
And he could become really vulnerable, even though I said so many encouraging things because circumstances happened in his life. And you know, there's prescriptions that like lead to more consistent outcomes, but control is an illusion.
It is an illusion
for you and I.
Yeah.
But it's not for the Lord. And so, like, man, when I'm tempted to worry, when I'm tempted to think, I don't know where my income's going to come from, God, would you just tell me how this is going to work out? When I'm tempted to think that I can like make sure that my marriage is never on rocky ground, like when I live in those places of trying to control, worry creeps in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you have brand new white shoes. You're trying to keep them white.
Yeah.
What happens to you? You get worried.
Oh, yeah.
But then, you know, if you surrender that, like, oh, well, I'm just going to wear these shoes. You're not worried about them anymore. You're just doing other things. Your mind's not thinking and fixated on keeping them white. You're not, like, stepping around puddles. You're not, like, avoiding potentially messy situations or going outside. You're just wearing the shoes.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same, you know, in bigger situations.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Well, and just knowing, yeah. I think that one of the biggest things was just rub my eye for an hour here. It just keeps coming back to that piece for me of he's with us.
Yeah.
Like the Father's with us.
Well, that's what's so good about the follow-up to this is look at, like, can I just, he's saying to them, like, can I just point out to you, like, look at the birds.
Yeah.
Are they good?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the flowers. Aren't they amazing? Like, I got those little tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
How much more important are you?
Yeah.
Like, I got you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know, like a parenting. It's like, stop worrying about the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then no reminder of.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jesus is like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Well, and and he'll, I think that's such a big piece in he will guide us down the path that brings his peace.
And
Always.
our
Always.
good.
Yeah, and our good. Always.
Like I love you has a specific kind of result.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that I just want to say this real quick, probably in ending because we're getting there, but is we think we have to figure out all of the ways to get anxiety to go away. to get depression to go away. We need to go to counseling. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this. We need to do that. No. Come to the Father, sit at his feet, and he will guide you on the path to take care of those things. And he will bring his peace, bring all of those things to him.
That's our reflection.
Yeah.
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 Turn your worry list into a prayer list.
Exactly. It's like
that's surrendering control.
Yeah. Because what you know what will happen with those things? It's what we talked about a couple weeks ago with the lust chapter. You know what happens with those? You bring it to him, and then he walks you on the path to healing. Not you go try to find healing, and then you come to God later. It's like,
how did I do?
Yeah. It's like, no, you come to God with everything. And then you walk, because I want to be clear. Like, I think counseling is good. I think these things that he has set up as tools are good.
Common grace.
Yeah. These are good things. And I just want to be clear in how we talk about it, because we're talking about the commands in Jesus. We just want to be so clear in here that he is the way, the truth, and the life. And it's not all of the other things.
Because here's the deal. You can go to counseling with the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And not like go to a counselor,
Yeah.
but God's with you in it.
Yeah.
And that will have a different outcome than if you go to counseling and God's somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That's your point.
And that's my point. Is I just want to be clear that I'm not anti any of these things. They are good. But God will give you the path that you need with him to be able to let him heal those pieces in us. But it starts from being at his feet.
Because again, control is an illusion.
Exactly.
And the only person in the universe who has control is God.
Yeah. And true healing in anything, let's just be clear here, happens in the presence of the Lord.
Preach.
It's true. So whatever tool that he uses, he'll use tools, because he does. And he will. And there's good tools out there. But they're only tools. We were just talking about self-help off of this. I'm not a huge fan of most self-help books, because they're all about us. And if it's all about us and what we can do to make this go away and this change, it's going to be a failure point.
Illusion.
It is an illusion. Because we'll get to a point where we're really good at the things in those books, and then all of a sudden they won't work.
It's like the parable that Jesus tells of the man who has this abundance of crops and he builds another silo.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, what am I going to do with all this? Oh, I don't know. I'll build another storage container. And he's like, you fool. Your life is demanded of you this night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's it going to go?
Yeah.
You know, he had control, but he actually didn't have control.
Yeah.
The outcome he was pursuing didn't come about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same for us.
Yeah, exactly. And so just kind of a last little aside here is that with the Lord, I'll just share a recent story because it happened last night.
Cool.
Is I was praying about a couple of things with letting go, and I'm like, Lord, what do I do with this, and what do I do with that? And I'll be honest, I had 3 days of pretty high anxiety, and I'm like, okay, I'm missing something here. Yeah. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I honestly, almost like a 3-day panic attack. It wasn't that severe, but it was just like, what is going on? Like, my emotion, like, I do not get this. I'm like, Lord, where are you? What are you doing? I don't get it. I've asked you about these things. And I have a buddy come over last night. He's like, okay, well, do you want to take care of this? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, let's talk to the Lord. Let's take care of this. And we went through these steps of deliverance and just walking through with the Lord and letting go. And I actually needed to get rid of some things and just like moving on, right? Moving forward. And it's weird how it was basically a couple hours of hanging out with my buddy that the Lord used to take care of things. And yet I sat in anxiety about it because I was like, well, the Lord's not helping me in this.
Yeah.
The Lord's not doing, it's like, no, he had that set up. He knew when, he knew how, but I chose to sit in this place of he's not going to help me. He's not with me. And so that's, I guess like that's just a recent scenario of what worry and anxiety can do. And to just let you know that I deal with it. Like it's something that the Lord is walking me through. But then it was literally that simple.
Yeah. Of
sitting there with prayer with a buddy. And he frees me from what I was holding on to. And it's like that's what that verse is.
Yeah.
It's like we actually have to give it. We actually have to let him have it. And then his peace will come. And it's true. Like his peace does come.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to try to guess if it came.
No, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways.
Yeah. Is that it?
I think that's it. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Did our timer go off?
Yeah, I forgot to set the timer, so
It's definitely
it's definitely past. I'll let you pray, and
right,
we'll
cool.
we'll go.
God, thank you that you promise to give us your peace, and that you say that the peace you give is not of this world, and so we'll know it when it comes. And I just pray that we would be good at surrendering through your power, through your Spirit, that you would be faithful to show us the things that we need to let go of, where we're trying to control things, where we're trying to create a specific outcome, where we're trying to protect, or maybe even with good intentions steward, but we are finding ourselves unable to create the outcome we wanted. And Lord, you promise when you say that you love us that the outcomes you have for us are good. And so would you create in us a trust and a belief and a hope, a certainty in those, and so that we can surrender? Because it's not a surrender into the void. It's a surrender, or it's probably even better way to say it is it's an exchange, that you offer us an exchange. Like you take control, you take the wheel, as that great philosopher Carrie Underwood says. And but God, in that we get peace and even better good. And so, Lord, my prayer is that there would be this exchange that happens for me, for Andy, for those listening, that we can surrender control and watch you take all of the things that we were holding and do a way better job with them. I pray that in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right. You guys have a great week. Download the PDF.
Bye.
Bye.